Think, for example, that like a waitress brings you like mashed potatoes when you order French fries, right? It's just like criticism, right? And it's a negative, it's an awful thing to do. You want to come down from that pedestal. You want to belittle yourself and put the other person up on a pedestal. And if you've got like a negative statement, say, you know, I, blah, 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 blah. Like maybe in the short term, they'll listen to you, but I've seen this go on for literally years and years and years. And the behavior never changes until these individuals can make the simple mindset shift from you to I. As we're approaching this destination, right, what the problem was like, you know, we're going home, and I had spent the entire car ride adding value, not to her life, but to other people's lives, right? Like I was on the phone, I was talking to clients, I was talking to students, and I spent all this time adding value to other people's lives, but not a lot of time adding value to her life, right? And so as we get to this last little part, I'm like, hey, can you please, you know, turn left on this road instead of turning right, and then I have to cross like 2 streets, and it's a huge mess, takes like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Can you just turn left at this light? And so that was my goal, right, was to get her to turn left at this light so that we could, you know, go to the right place. I had 2 little problems that eventually led this basically not to happen. The first problem was I'd spent this time here adding value to other people's lives. I hadn't spent that time communicating with her. I hadn't spent that time building rapport with her. I hadn't spent that time giving compliments, giving, you know, just saying her name even would have helped, I think. I didn't even remember her name, right? And so many people, they don't realize how critical that is. And it's just destroys your ability to have these connections with other people. It's just insane. So go through this process where, like, at the beginning, what's really interesting is these connections I had with other people that did not invite her. So like all this time where she just kind of saw me. I mean, I made a deal on that call that is probably going to result in, you know, I saw a couple grand, which is pretty nice. It kind of builds this degree of separation between me and this other person. And so like as I get to this point here where I'm making requests, like I already am kind of elevated just by like what I'm doing over her, and that's a bad place to be in. Like you want to be on the same footing, you want to be equal to other people, you don't want to feel like you're different, and it's a tough thing to do, especially as you start to really have a lot of achievement with investing, as you guys sort of move through the 9 to noon membership area and really like have massive success with building real savings and retirement. But what you want to do is you want to really connect people, and you want to get on the same level, and you want to be with them, because when you're with somebody else, it's so much more powerful than you could ever be in an elevated position. It's not worth it, man. And it's going to make it 10,000 times easier to build rapport with somebody than it would if you were just like this, like if they felt like you were out of range of them. And that's what some of these phrases are going to allow you to do in just a moment, which is so cool. And so as we get to this turn, my mistake that was just crucial, besides, you know, not talking very much with this lady because I was on the phone, or not actually recalling her name, which was just insanely dumb, I didn't use these key phrases. And instead I was like, hey, you know, would you please just turn left up here? And then she's like, no, I'm gonna follow the map, and then she goes the wrong way, and then I get dropped off at the wrong place, and I gotta whatever, right? Because I didn't follow these key phrases. And I think that was the one thing that kind of rooted for me, because I've used these phrases so often, and they've gotten me exactly what I desire. And they've built really strong connections and rapport and relationships so often. They're so powerful. And so this is one example where I forgot to use them and it crushed me. But there were so many examples in my life where I've used these phrases and they have totally changed everything. They've allowed me to take someone that I just met just a moment ago and start to develop a really deep connection and rapport with them, and then get like really preferential treatment, special treatment, and just really powerful differentiation from other people, especially, which is like so powerful. So let's go through these phrases, because they'll literally change everything. If you start telling these to people and applying them, it's just groundbreaking. I'm gonna write them in green because they're important. Little phrases such as, I'm sorry to trouble you. Like, how not, like, just respecting other people's time is what this phrase implies, and it's so powerful, you know? Would you, oh, this one's so good, I use this one so much. Would you be so kind as to blah, right? Like, you're just giving courtesies, you're giving niceness to others, and you're making them feel significant. Wouldn't or won't you please, blah, 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 blah. This is just a way to frame your request. It's gonna be so much better received. Would you mind? I mean, this is just basic, courtesies that so many people just totally overlook. And the last one is really powerful, and this is one that, I mean, you guys should know this. And it's just thank you. Giving gratitude to other people, it will absolutely change your life. The more times you say thank you in a day, the happier you'll be. There's a direct geometric relationship between how much thanks and how much gratitude you give to others, and the happiness that you have and the fulfillment that you have in your life. And it's so powerful. It all comes from this one phrase, thank you, which is just insanely powerful. I mean, like, literally, what it does is, it's so powerful, is it makes you realize that, like, wow, you know, these people are special. The world around you is special, and the experiences that you have are valuable, important, and significant. Like, the moment that happens, dude, it changes absolutely everything, and it's just so powerful. Because, like, if you can give thanks to people, it'll totally change their lives, your life, the lives of everyone around you. It's just so powerful. And I mean, everything comes from your ability to connect with other people, which is just, it's just ridiculously powerful. And saying thank you, you know, it'll help you connect with people, and kind of more importantly, it'll give you, you know, internal satisfaction. Once you have internal satisfaction, once you have total and complete happiness, tranquility with really, you know, whatever it is that you're living through, what it does is it totally changes your state of mind and brings you into this positive environment where you achieve and deserve and accomplish whatever it is you desire, which is just ridiculously powerful and so overwhelmingly impactful. It's huge. So thank you is a really big phrase, and it's one that kind of separates itself from the rest of these, because it's like a little oil, you know, like all of these phrases are little courtesies that are oil in the cogs of the monotonous grind, and they're the hallmark of good breeding, of good connections, of good relationships, of quality bound developments with other people. And it kind of all stems from your ability to focus on asking these very simple phrases. So stuff like, you know, wouldn't you please, or won't you please, or would you mind? You know, ask people, say, hey, you know, would you be ever so kind as to do this one simple task? And if you add that phrase in front of your request, what do you think it's gonna do to the person that you're asking? How do you think they're gonna respond? You know, if you say, I'm sorry to trouble you, I really respect your time, like, how much happier do you think that person is gonna be to listen to what you say after that? How much happier do you think they're gonna be to actually help you if you say, would you be so kind as to, you know, give me a hand with this, hold this for just a moment, blah, blah, blah. I mean, even just for common courtesies or daily tasks or just small little requests of strangers, of friends, of family, of close people, whatever, man. It all comes down to your ability to just ask someone very kindly, you know, hey, can I do this? Would you be okay with this? Would this work out well? And these phrases, just repeat them over and over. I'm so sorry to trouble you. Would you be so kind as to do something? Won't you please, ... Would you mind, ... This will really increase the sort of response that you get and make people want to serve you, want to help you, want to work with you, want to be with you, want to spend time with you, not be forced. And these phrases are so powerful because it's all about this concept that you care, but not that much. You know, if I say to somebody, hey, you know, go get the strawberry jam, you know, that's a command. That's like, I really care. But if I say, hey, would you be so kind as to go get the strawberry jam? I'm really thinking about strawberry jam. What's that gonna do? Well, what it's gonna do is, it's just so powerful, is it's gonna give them a decision. And when people have a decision, when people think that they're in control of their actions, even if you're suggesting what they should do, if they feel like it's their decision, they're going to stand behind it a lot more, and they're gonna like care a whole lot more about that decision, about what they actually go out there to do, which is just ridiculously powerful. And what's insane is, like, instead of like blatantly saying, you know, go do this, if you're just a little bit more relaxed about it and you care, but not that much, you're gonna get a much higher response rate, a much higher satisfaction rate, and more importantly, a much greater amount of long-term dedication. So many people that were all leaving, when I was at Subway, they were leaving because we were always being forced to do things. And never do I remember anybody using any of these very, very simple phrases to sort of lubricate the daily monotonous things that we would do day after day after day. It was never, would you be so kind as to, or I'm sorry to trouble you, or wouldn't you please, or won't you please, or would you mind? It was always straight commands. And in the short term, straight commands work, but in the long term, you're gonna develop much stronger relationships and have a much higher quality of output, and kind of more importantly, a much greater level of connection, importance, significance, and rapport with those that you work with by simply using these phrases that are just gonna change everything for everything you do, by just sort of allowing you to get to that end result that you want without really manipulating people. It's just by using a very, very simple tactic of employing respect and employing gratitude and employing very, very simply the idea that you want to make other people feel important, that they have a choice, and also you don't want to force people to do things. You want to let them decide. And that's exactly what these phrases do. I'm sorry to trouble you. Would you be ever so kind as to go get the jam? Would you be so, you can combine these, would you please, or if it's not too big of a deal, would you mind to go and get the jam? And then when they do it, praise them. Say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And sometimes, actually, a lot, what you can do is you can give praise in advance. And you can say, hey, would you be ever so kind as to get the jam? Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And people will literally do things for you just because you've already given them the thanks. And you've already said, I appreciate you doing this. And I'll kind of finish it on here because I think this is really, really powerful concept. And it combines itself with these phrases. A lot of times it's, always running through classes and everyone always kind of, you want people to sort of hold the door for you and you hold the door for other people. It's just a nice, courteous thing to do. What I found is a lot of people, they don't understand these concepts of how to win friends and influence people. Maybe they aren't as focused on adding value in other people's lives. And so a lot of people, they would start to sort of just let doors close right in front of me. And I was like, dude, that's kind of annoying. And then they'd open the door again, it's a whole bunch of work. And I'm like, this is a slight inconvenience in my life. How can I change it? And what I started doing, which was really, really, really powerful and totally changed everything, and allowed me to literally capture someone's attention for 5 or 10 seconds that had no idea, they never met me in their life, is as they were opening the door and as they were walking through the door, and maybe I was 5 feet behind them and I really wanted them to hold the door, what I would do is I would say thank you. And what that does is it predisposes them to being nice and to doing that action that you want them to do. Holding the door is just an example. It can be anything in your life, anything in your personal, your professional, your relationships, your connections, your work, anything. If you just prematurely thank somebody for something, it's gonna 10x the likelihood that they're actually going to do it. And if you combine that gratitude with these phrases and saying, hey, I'm so sorry to trouble you. Would you mind turning left at this light? Thank you so much. That's gonna get a much better response than at this light, turn left. Does that make sense? You guys understand that? Do you fundamentally see where I'm coming from here? Because these phrases will change your life. So please, literally take a moment and you will remember things so much better if you write them down. You'll remember them 10 times better if you actually do them. Write these phrases down. Stand up. Scream them. Just say them to somebody today. Use all of them. Say thank you. Prematurely, after they do something. Even if you just wake up in the morning, say thank you for this amazing world. You go to bed at night, thank you for this tremendous life. Thank you for this amazing day. A daily journal really, really, really helps with gratitude, and that's been a really, really powerful way for me to always have a time to say thank you. And I'll spend the whole day, right? You're spending your whole journal entry is saying thank you for all the amazing things that happen in the world, and that's been really, really powerful way for me to always give gratitude and elevate my state of mind to a positive energy. And you combine that with these phrases, and dude, it will change everything. So definitely recommend you guys master these phrases. Listen to the end of this module again if you need to, because it will literally change everything. And it's just so powerful. So won't you please take this, apply this, and have massive success and impact with it. Thank you so much for watching this module. Go out there, apply it. Thanks guys, bye.